Hello, this is the Tradesight Forex Market Preview and Economic Data Roadmap for the international markets for the week beginning Sunday, 28th of July and ending Friday, August 2nd. Hope you had a great trading week. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. As you can see, daily chart hasn't gone much. It's gone down a little bit over the last couple of weeks. We're still mid-range for the last several months, sitting on some major support from back in November of last year. Total range for the year is only about 5 points on the dollar index, which isn't that impressive. Let's take a look at the daily chart of the euro, for example, also kind of mid-range. Got a static trend line, this green line above, one below. That's going to be a resistance if we get up there. It's also the recent highs, so we'll see what that turns into if we do get up there. It's the pound dollar. This is even more neutral than anything. It's really got nowhere to go. It looked like a nice inverted cup formation that might have turned into a handle, but instead we're not going anywhere. We've drifted higher. So we're between two static trend lines. So there's got no clear indication out of the dollar index or any of the pairs. We are heading into that August period where the Forex market tends to dry up and slow down a bit. So we're going to have to be aware of all that. After this week, I'm considering going to half size. We are at that time of year where we usually do that. We'll report on that in the next day or two. But right now, we're in the doldrum area on the daily charts and not much going on in the broad markets. Here's a look at the pound dollar. This is 60-minute bars. I'm going to switch this down to 30-minute bars. Actually, let me switch this chart. That's the issue here. Let me switch this chart time template. No, it's 24-hour. This is it right here. So this is this last week on the pound. And as you can see, what do we got here? About 200 pips of range total for the week. That's not very exciting. If you look at the euro dollar, what do we get? Look how flat Friday was. Friday was non-tradable. This is Friday's levels overlaid on a 30-minute chart. You can see for the week we've got 200 pips of range. Remember, the euro dollar averages about 130 pips a day over time, and to have 200 pips, not even that for the week, is obviously very poor. And you can see the bulk of the week was actually in the value area from Friday, which is only about an 80 pip range. So that's not good at trading environment, not uncommon for the summer month when Europe goes on holiday in August. So we will be considering dropping to half size here shortly for sure. Let's take a look at the economic data that's coming out this week around the globe and see what we've got. So Sunday's only data is retail sales out of Japan. We've got Monday at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time, mortgage approvals and net lending money supply out of the UK. U.S. Pending home sales, that's the only data out of the U.S. Monday morning. Building consensus out of New Zealand. Unemployment rate Monday night out of Japan. A couple of speeches out of key Bank of Japan members. Some minor data out of Australia. That takes us into Tuesday. The German preliminary CPI out of Europe. Retail PMI out of Europe. Italian 10-year bond auction. Canada has their IPPI and RMPI. U.S. consumer confidence on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Then UK's consumer confidence Tuesday evening. Manufacturing PMI out of Japan, not a big deal. Business confidence out of New Zealand that night as well. Average cash earnings out of Japan. So we're already into Wednesday of this week here in the U.S. Now, a couple things about Wednesday. We've got German retail sales overnight, French consumer spending, Italian monthly unemployment data, Europe's CPI and unemployment rate. That's a lot of data out of Europe. Then the GDP out of the Canada. First look of GDP for Q2 out of the U.S. And then a Chicago PMI and crude oil. But with that comes the Fed fund rate, which is. But what really comes up then is the Fed announcement from the Fed meeting. It's a two-day Fed meeting ending on Wednesday. That's the FOMC statement at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. We've got China's manufacturing PMI. So we'll be half size ahead of the Fed announcement on Wednesday. And then we've got import prices out of Australia, final manufacturing PMI out of China Wednesday night, along with the 10-year bond auction out of Japan. Switzerland goes on a bank holiday for Thursday. Commodity prices out of Australia, Halifax HPI out of the UK. Manufacturing PMI out of Spain, Italy, and Europe in general, along with the UK. That's early in the morning on Thursday, August 1st. Rate announcement out of the Bank of UK, Bank of England, and then rate announcement out of the ECB as well. So we've got a lot of rate announcements this week. One Wednesday out of the US, and then the ones out of the UK. Final manufacturing PMI and ISM manufacturing data out of the US, along with construction spending. That's all Thursday at early in the morning. Total vehicle sales out of the U.S. in the afternoon. Monetary base out of Japan, PPI out of Australia, nationwide HPI out of the UK, Spanish unemployment, construction PMI out of the UK, PPI out of Europe, that's 5 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, and then one of our big three each month, unemployment data with non-farm payroll data out of the US, personal income and spending, factory orders, and we are done for the week. So it's a busy week. Got a Fed meeting, we got unemployment rate, we got a first look at GDP, going to be half size a lot anyways. More than likely we're going to go half size just because of the ranges we've been seeing. We will call them as we see them and see you in the lab. Charts here as usual brought to you by eSignal 11. Have a great trading week.